Welcome to my channel Langlet Light. In the present video, a brief story of William Shakespeare's Twelfth Night will be presented. Dear listeners, William Shakespeare has composed several fantastic comedies. Twelfth Night is one of them. It's a beautiful romantic comedy of 5 acts. The story of this play, no doubt, is very interesting. The play opens in the court of Orsino, who is the Duke of Illyria. As soon as the play opens, the Duke says to the present musicians of the court, "If music be the food of love, play on." The fact is that this young duke has deep but one-sided love for a beautiful countess named Lady Olivia. He is so impatient that he sends proposal after proposal of marriage to her. But Olivia is not in a mental state to accept his offer of marriage. The reason behind the rejection of the proposal is that she is very sorry due to the demise of her young brother. For her, it is not a proper time to think over such a serious issue like marriage. Now Shakespeare takes us to the sea coast of Illyria and introduces Viola, who plays the pivotal role in this play. We see that a captain and some sailors are landing on the sea coast. With them, there is a beautiful unmarried young lady. Her name is Viola. It is she who is the heroine of the play. All these persons are the victims of a shipwreck. Viola's twin brother Sebastian was also voyaging by that ill-fated ship. Sebastian was seen by the captain struggling against the strong waves after the shipwreck, but no one knows whether he is alive or dead. The captain informs Viola that Illyria is ruled by a duke named Orsino. The house of Olivia, the countess, is also close by. Viola first thinks of going to the countess in search of a job, but finally decides to go to the duke. Now Viola plays a very dramatic role. She disguises herself as a boy servant named Cesario. The play now deals with the activities of the residence of Olivia. A kinsman named Sir Toby lives there. Sir Toby is excessively fond of wine. He has invited his friend Sir Andrew Aguchick to live with him. Actually, he wants to develop love relationship between Olivia and Sir Andrew. In this scene, Olivia's maidservant Maria informs Sir Toby of Olivia's disapproval of his habit of drinking. She also expresses Olivia's disliking for Sir Andrew. Now the play brings the readers back to the palace of Orsino. Viola, means Cesario, has been appointed as his boy servant. Orsino is so impressed by the charming personality of this young Cesario that only within 3 days Viola becomes the duke's favorite. He sends this boy servant to Olivia to express his love for her. Oh God, Viola herself is fascinated by the charming personality of the duke and falls in love with him. But she doesn't expose this love. As a loyal servant, Viola, with her new name Cesario, reaches Olivia's residence and makes a spirited attempt to enkindle love in Olivia's heart for the duke. It was a very difficult task for Viola. Olivia formally rejects the duke's proposal. The poor Olivia is attracted towards Viola's handsome features and falls in love with Viola. What a comic scene! In order to see Cesario again, she makes pretense that Cesario has dropped a ring which she doesn't want to accept. Actually, under this pretext, Olivia sends her own ring through Malvolio as a token of love. Cesario understands its mystery well. She takes pity on Olivia for loving a lady like her own. She feels the delicacy of the situation caused by her disguise. Dear listeners, Act 2 of this comedy once again opens on the seacoast. We know that Viola is alive and healthy, but her brother Sebastian has lost all hopes of her survival. He himself has been rescued by a kind gentleman named Antonio. In order to get some job, Sebastian thinks of going to the court of Orsino. Antonio helps him in this context. He goes with Sebastian to show the court of Orsino. Here, Antonio takes risk of his life because he has several enemies in the city. Once again, readers enjoy the activities of Olivia's residence. In Olivia's residence, Sir Toby and Sir Andrew are taking excessive wine and losing their senses. The clown is also enjoying himself. Maria, the maid servant of Olivia, wants to control them, but all her attempts fail. In the meantime, Malvolio enters and scolds them for their behavior. Now Maria makes a plan to tease Malvolio by sending him a love letter with the forged signature of Olivia, and she gets success in befooling Malvolio. She drops a fake love letter of Olivia before Malvolio in such a way that it attracts the attention of Malvolio. The letter is carefully worded and is bound to create a misconception in the mind of Malvolio. Malvolio finds the letter and starts showing a ridiculous conduct. Now we see that Sir Toby realizes Olivia's inclination towards Cesario. Thus he encourages Sir Andrew to challenge Cesario to a duel. Sir Andrew agrees and prepares the text of the challenge. In the meantime, Maria enters the scene and informs them of the success of her plot. She tells how Malvolio is following the instructions of that sham letter. Friends, now starts Act 3 of this play. Here we see that Viola comes to the residence of Olivia. She discharges her duty again very earnestly and sincerely. She tries her best to convince Olivia, but she doesn't succeed. Olivia is firm in her resolution and she rejects the offer of Orsino in plain words. She, however, feels satisfied as she gets another chance of seeing Cesario, means Viola. After returning, Cesario informs the Duke of the firm dislike of Olivia for him. Here the Duke discusses love with all its sentimental intricacies with Cesario. During the course of the discussion, Viola gives a hint of her love to the Duke. But the Duke doesn't understand her sentiment because his mind is preoccupied with the thought of Olivia. Orsino is so impatient that he sends Viola again to see Olivia, and this time he sends a present to her. Now we see the activities of Sebastian, Viola's brother. He is wandering in the street of Illyria. Antonio is following him. He is ready to take all risks for him. He tells Sebastian that Duke's men are his enemy. If they recognize him, he will be in danger. He therefore gives his purse to Sebastian and goes to a safe place, and a point is declared to reunite. Now the play carries us to the garden of Olivia. Olivia calls Malvolio, who appears before her in a very absurd dress. In fact, he is carrying out the instructions of that sham letter. Maria has already informed Olivia about his absurd behavior. Seeing his strange behavior, Olivia declares him mad and sends him under the care of Sir Toby. Sir Toby locks him in a dark room. Now we get that a duel is to start between Sir Andrew and Cesario, means Viola, in an open place. In the meantime, Antonio passes by. He suffers from confusion. He considers Viola as Sebastian and expresses his desire to fight against Sir Andrew. Suddenly, Duke's men appear and recognize Antonio, who was an enemy for them. He is arrested. When he is being taken to prison, he asks for his purse from Viola. Viola doesn't understand the story of purse, but she now hopes that her brother might be alive. Act 4 starts now. In this act, we see that Olivia's love for Cesario has become intolerable. She sends Fest the clown to bring Cesario to her. Fest gets Sebastian on the way. In confusion, he considers Sebastian as Cesario. He takes him to Olivia. While he is coming, Sir Andrew is deceived by the resemblance. Suddenly, he attacks him. In the meantime, Olivia appears. She too is deceived by the resemblance. She considers Sebastian as Cesario. She controls Sir Andrew and expresses her boundless love for him. Sebastian is in utter amazement and he goes to Olivia's house with her. Within no time, a priest is invited, and in the presence of this priest, Olivia and Sebastian swear solemn vows of love. There is only one scene in Act 5. In this scene, all the complications are resolved and misunderstandings removed. All the characters gather together. The mystery of Viola and Sebastian is unveiled. Viola is happy to find his brother safe and sound. Orsino is now in love with Viola. Malvolio is released. Sir Toby exposes the secret of his marriage with Maria. And thus the play ends. Thanks a lot.